Hello, future designers and developers. This is a video on making zigzag layouts. These are pretty desired and pretty common. You can see this Apple using it. It's a couple years ago, but it's still a very popular layout, even if it isn't as forward or as noticeable. Zigzag layouts can be very structured or a little bit more abstract, but we're going to go over how we create something like this where we go back and forth. It just helps the reader move along the page and create that pace that we talked about. We want readers to be able to move through it at a comfortable pace, and this is going to help assist in that. So let's go over to here and let's create some zigzags. So how we're going to do this is very similar to that 3-column video that I did. So what I'm going to create is a div that is just called rows. So div with a class equal to row. And then what we're going to do inside of this is we're going to create a 2-column grid. So I am going to create a div with the class equal to column, but I want to make this a little bit more, I don't know, aesthetically pleasing. So we're going to use the rule of thirds instead of splitting it right down the middle. So I'm going to call this column 2, because it's going to be, I don't know, that might be confusing. I'm going to call it column 66 because it's going to be 66% of the width of the screen. And then inside of here, let's just make sure that we have something in here so we know what we're looking at. So I'm going to just do H1, and I'm going to say that this is a picture of dog. Cool. Then over here, I'm going to create another column. So I'm going to do a div class equal to column as 33, because it's going to be 33% or another third of our screen. So once again, we're using that rule of thirds to make something look a little bit nicer. So then inside of here, I'm going to do H1 and I'm going to say text about dog. Cool. So now we've got our rows and columns, and we need to edit them in our CSS. So inside of here, we are going to call our div dot, we're going to start with column 66, and inside of here we need to first set our width. So we're going to say our width is equal to 66%, hence the name. Then we are going to give it a float of left, and that allows our text about dog to come up over here. I am also going to change the background color of this just to make it a little bit more clear. So background color, let's do olive. Cool. And let's change the height of this just to make it look a little bit nicer. Let's do 200 pixels because that seems to be the number that I like to use. Cool. And now let's do the same thing for our div dot column 33. So we're going to open this up with our width equaling 33%, which is just going to fill in the rest. Oh, let me just throw in my float left, and there we go. Jumps back up. Background color. And then for this, I'm just going to do a gray because they'll go fine. And then height, 200 pixels. We can throw that in right now. Cool. So now let's look at making this zigzag. So when I go back over here, I want to just actually copy and paste this entire part over here. So I'm going to take my whole row, I'm going to copy, then over here I will paste it out. And you can see that they're now stacked on top of each other, but that's not exactly what I want. They are adjusting to the size, which is good, but I want to switch which one's where. So I can go over here and give this one the tag of 33 and this one the tag of 66. And now we have this back and forth that, remember, this is just representing by colors. Obviously, this is not the best flow to it, but if we're looking at something like this, they have the same colors. They're just using images and text in between. So that's just a little thing. This is more just a tutorial on showing you how it would look. So that's how we would establish making our zigzag pattern, where we're having our text over here. We would then have the text over here and then swap our photos back and forth. All right, that's a quick tutorial on how to make the zigzags. I'll talk to you later. Bye.